Hi everybody and welcome to the pilot video, the first video of a whole new series which we've called Fit for French, and where we explain French grammar in English. A lot of our viewers have noticed that we explain French grammar in German, which makes sense because we are German. And they've asked us if we couldn't do a series where we explain French grammar in English. And this is what we're trying to do here. So if you like this, please let us know. And if there are things you don't like, it's even more important that you let us know, because that's how we can improve and we can make things better if we get constructive criticism. Now, for the first couple of videos, we've picked out the French past tense. And this video has the passé composé as a topic, and it's le passé composé avec avoir. And then we have the formation of the French past participle, le participe passé. So let's start with a sentence. Nous avons joué au foot. Nous avons joué au foot, which in English is we played football. Now, you notice right away that this past tense, le passé composé, has two parts. And your first part, at least for this video, is avoir, which is to have, conjugated in the present tense. Avoir au présent. So these are the forms that you need. And this is like I have, you have, he, she, it has, j'ai, tu as, il, elle, on a, and then it's we have, you have, and they have, and here we've got nous avons, vous avez, ils, elles ont. So your first part of the passé composé produced with avoir is avoir au présent. It's followed by the second part, which is the French past participle. En français, on dit c'est le participe passé. You get lucky because in the combination with avoir, that past participle stays unchanged. You just put it the way you learn it. You will see that in the second video, where we have le passé composé avec être, that this past participle also changes, and a lot later in your French life you will actually come into situations where even in the combination with avoir you will have to change to agree the past participle, but not at a beginner's French level. Le passé composé avec avoir has two parts, avoir au présent, followed by le participe passé, and it stays unchanged. And this French past participle is what we have next. Le participe passé, let's first have a look at the group of verbs ending in er, which are like regarder, for example. Now this is easy because they all have e accent aigu à la fin, like regarder, jouer, aller, manger, parler, and so on. There's lots more, as you know. You will have to be careful because that aller here is actually builds this past tense with être. But the past participle, of course, you can also put into that list, although this is a video with the participe passé plus avoir. So we'll remember, if you have a verb ending in er in the infinitive, the participe passé is easy: regarder, jouer, aller, manger, parler, and so on. For the group of verbs ending in dre, like entendre, which is to understand, things start to get a bit more complicated. Now let's first have a look at the regular formation. And the most important words that you need, the ones that you need on a daily basis, so to speak, are those three. So you have entendre, attendre, which is waiting for somebody, and répondre, which is to answer. And in the regular formation of the past participle, you have a U at the end. So entendre becomes entendu, attendre becomes attendu, and répondre becomes répondu. There's lots more, but those three are maybe the most important ones. And then we have a look at a third group of verbs. That's the ones ending in ir in the infinitive, like dormir, to sleep. And we only have the regular ones. The irregular ones we have in a minute. The most important three are dormir, sortir et partir. Vous avez dormir, which is to sleep, sortir et partir, which is to go away. And you want to be careful because, as you will find out in the second video, they also produce the passé composé with être, but the past participle, of course, needs to be here. So you have an I at the end. Just drop the R of the infinitive. Dormi, sorti, parti. And this is your formation of the participe of le participe passé. And there's lots more also. We come to the irregular forms now, of course, and unfortunately, and this is sad news, the most common French verbs have irregular past participles. This doesn't come as a surprise to us because we know that the most common verbs in English also have irregular past participles. So it's just the same. You have to learn those by heart. Le participe passé irrégulier. Now, we start with two. We pick out être and avoir because they are so immensely important. You need those. Absolutely, sometimes even to build different and other tenses, like a passive, for example. So please remember, you may want to put this onto a flashcard, you know, back and front. Être has j'ai été as your passé composé, and été is the past participle of être. And avoir, to have, has j'ai eu as the passé composé. I have had, I've had, and your eu here, that's the pronunciation, is your participe passé of avoir. Être, j'ai été, avoir, j'ai eu. And then you have three different groups of irregular past participles. First group, participles ending in is. Second group, participles ending in t. And third group, by far the largest one, participles ending in u. And we have a look at the first group. Group 1, les participes en is. Okay? And I'm only giving you the four most important ones. Prendre, apprendre, comprendre et mettre. So you have prendre, which is to take. Nous avons pris. is à la fin. Apprendre is to learn something. Elle a appris. She has learned or she learned. Comprendre, to understand. J'ai compris. I understood. I've understood. And mettre, ils ont mis. And there's also some more, but those four are maybe the most important ones. First group of irregular past participles, les participes en is. Groupe numéro 2, les participes en t. And we also have a look at the most important ones. Faire, dire, écrire et construire. I've also put in here. Faire, to do. Nous avons fait. We did. Nous avons fait avec un t à la fin. Dire, to say. Elle a dit. She said or she has said. Elle a dit avec un T à la fin aussi. Vous avez écrire, j'ai écrit, I wrote, I have written. Et vous avez construire, ils ont construit. And so this is the group with past participles with a T at the end. And there's also some more, but those four are maybe the most important ones. And then, of course, there is group 3, and this is les participes en U. The past participle, the French past participle with a U at the end. And that's by far the largest group. Now, we have got 6 important ones, and then there's another page with 7 more. Vouloir, pouvoir, venir. Lire, voir, courir. Vouloir, to want. Elle a voulu. She wanted. Pouvoir. Nous avons pu, we could. And then there is venir, ils sont venus, and this is already like a little something of the second video, because ils sont venus, this is produced with être, and you see that it has an S at the end, which is only because it's plural. The basic form, the basic past participle of venir is venu, avec un U à la fin. So forget the S, it just needs to be here because this is plural. Lire, to read. J'ai lu, I read, I've read. Voir, to see, I saw, that's it. Elle a vu. Et vous avez courir, which is to run. And in French, courir is actually produces le passé composé with avoir. So it is tu as couru. Voulu, pu, venu, lu, vu, couru. The participles ending in U. And there is a second part here. Connaître, vivre, savoir, attendre, plaire, boire. Connaître, to know. Vous avez connu. Vivre is to live. And here your past participle is completely irregular, but it has a U in the end. Elle a vécu. She lived. She has lived. Savoir, to know. Nous avons su. We knew. Attendre is to wait for somebody. J'ai attendu. I waited. And vous avez plaire. Elle m'a plu. Which in English would be something like I liked her. Because you can't start that sentence with she as you can in French. Elle m'a plu. I liked her. And boire, which is to drink. Tu as bu, which then is you drank. And there's also lots more. So this is a little selection of group 3 participe en U, past participles ending in U. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the first video. I guess I will see you at part 2, which is le passé composé avec être. And so we say au revoir et à bientôt.